Hello everyone and welcome to another GTA Online discussion episode. Just to point out that I do have a bit of a sore throat and a bit of a cold at this point, so if I do sound a little bit different, that's why, and I apologise for that. But yeah, the footage that you're watching is just an SUV race on Los Santos Grand Prix, and it kind of shows what I'm going to be talking about here, because I don't have a turbo on my Huntley at this point. You know, I've never had really the chance to take off the turbos on all my cars, and I just loaded up an SUV race without really realising that I didn't have the turbo on, so that I still had the turbo on, I should say. So I'm probably slower than a lot of the people in here, but I do manage to do reasonably well and get a decent time. But then again, you don't know who else already still has their turbo on as well. Some people may, some people might not, and that's the problem at the moment. You know, the turbo still isn't fixed, and that is absolutely ridiculous. After it's been so long, you know, it's been such a long time since I released that first video telling everyone about the turbo problem, and we all inundated Rockstar with all sorts of tweets and emails and support tickets, and we haven't heard anything about it whatsoever. It hasn't even been an acknowledgement that there's a problem and sort of reassurances that it's being worked on. We haven't even had that. There's just been nothing about it. I've created a support ticket before and had no response. You know, none of the tweets that we've sent have had responses. None of the videos that we've made have had responses. And it's not as if they could have ignored this. You know, this has been well covered. It's been covered by a lot of people now. A lot of people already know about this, and it's costing people money. You know, especially when real money is involved. You know, people will be spending real money on in-game dollars to buy a turbo that doesn't work. So it gets into a bit of a shady area there, where they're charging us money for things that aren't working, and it's just absolutely ridiculous that they haven't even acknowledged that it's being worked on, acknowledged that it's even a problem. So the first part of the video, I'm obviously talking about that, and it's kind of a call to arms really. So what I've done is created a support ticket on the GTA, sort of the Rockstar support website, but it's one of those sort of community questions where people can upvote it and answer it and things like that. So what I need you guys to do is look in the description and have a look at that support ticket, upvote it, and there's bad guy Zenzi, by the way, there, Zenzi exposed from his horrible lag. So yeah, basically what you need to do is click the link in the description, and you'll have to sign in with your Rockstar Social Club account, which everyone will have, and that's the same way to sign in just for any support thing whatsoever. And there should be a little sort of upvote and downvote arrows on the left hand side of the sort of the main bulk of the question, and just click on the upvote arrow just to upvote that question, and also post a comment on that question as well. You know, like how you can't believe that Rockstar haven't mentioned this at any point or anything like that, because we need to drive home the point that it's not just we don't mind that it's not going to be fixed soon. You know, it might be a difficult problem. I can't see it being a difficult problem, but if it is a difficult problem, it's not that we want it fixing immediately and we're just impatient. It's that we haven't heard anything about it whatsoever. There's been absolutely nothing that they've told us about it, and it's so frustrating. You know, all we want is just some acknowledgement. Yes, alright, there's a problem, we are working on it, it'll be fixed when we can. You know, that's all we want, that's all we need, just to be sort of safe in the knowledge that it's being worked on. But we haven't heard a thing. So yeah, it's a call to arms. No more tweeting, no more emailing. You can still do that all if you want, but we're going to try and focus all our efforts on this one single support community question, and try and get it upvoted, try and get it sort of one of the top trending questions on the support website. Just because by doing that, it will be, you know, Rockstar can't then ignore it. There's no way for them to possibly ignore it. They can ignore sort of one or two tweets or one or two emails from individual people, but by creating such a community backlash as this, they can't ignore it, and they have to give us some information about it. It's not good enough that they just ignore it and don't say a word about it. So click the link in the description. Do that now before the video is even finished if you want, so you remember, and you can just listen to me in the background if you don't want to watch the rest of the video. But make sure you do that. Make sure you sign in and upvote it, and leave a comment as well, just expressing your own opinions on this issue. And obviously the comment itself, the question itself that I post on there pretty much explains everything in detail too. So definitely do that. Check the description and the link will be in there. The other thing that I wanted to just touch on in this video, and it's more of a shorter video than I normally do, but I just wanted to touch on the fact that recently I did some racing with one of my friends, Tony, who's been in some other videos, and it was kind of going back to some of the olden days of GTA when I used to have a bit of fun with it. I actually raced on the original Drag Kings of Los Santos, which was the very first track that I ever made. We had about 15 people all racing, all crew members, and it was a lot of fun. You know, it wasn't a serious race because that track isn't a serious track, but it was a lot of fun anyway, and that's the sort of thing that I want to get back involved with. You know, it's fine to do serious races like what you're seeing on the screen now, but I do want to have a bit of variety, and that's what that live racing series is all about. It doesn't always have to be serious racing all the time, and I would say that it makes sort of serious racing in sort of events like the Multi-Class Endurance Championship more important, really, if that's where you get your main competition, rather than it just being, you know, high competition all the time. And for me personally, I don't feel the need to take sort of random lobby racing, as what you're seeing right now, as seriously as other things. You know, I get that competitive edge from racing in real life. I get that competitive edge from racing in crew organised events. The random lobby racing that you're seeing, I don't really feel the need to be pushing for wins all the time. I'm not that bothered. So it's fun to sometimes just go back and try some different things, and like, you know, like I've said in the live racing series, just have a bit of fun with your racing, and try and have a bit of variety as well. And that's what I'll be doing a little bit more as well. You know, they won't all be serious races that I'm hosting when I do crew stuff, and you will see in the live racing episode that race that I'm talking about on Drag Kings of Los Santos with Tony. It's quite a lot of fun. And yeah, also I will point out for that video that we could have had Tony's perspective on that as well, and sort of put his perspective on the race in the same video. It would have been good to do that, but we just didn't think about it at the time. But that is something that we'll be doing in the future as well. If I'm ever racing with people and we sort of get two different perspectives on things and it's quite a good race, then I'll try and put sort of both perspectives in, because the new share button on the PS4 and obviously on the Xbox One as well, that facility allows that, and I really do like that about the next gen consoles. So yeah, you will see that race in a live racing video. It should be, I think at the moment it will be the 5th episode of the live racing series. It will kind of be a bit of a dual live commentary with me and him, just having a bit of fun with that race. And yeah, it should be quite interesting. Let me know what you think about that when it comes out as well, and if you would have liked to have seen his perspective on the race as well. But yeah, I apologise for the fact that I've been rambling a little bit in this video. But yeah, it's just I've got a bit of a sore throat. But I had these few things in my mind that I wanted to sort of talk about and just get off my chest. You know, we have to make sure Rockstar acknowledge this problem with the turbo, and also that I wanted to let you guys know that I do want to do some fun races as well. I'm not just going to be doing high level competitive races all the time, just to mix it up a little bit. So yeah, I think that's about it. There's a bit more of this video to go for this race, but I don't really have anything more to say really. What can I talk about for the rest of this race? How I'm doing in the race? Yeah, that'll do. So yeah, the race hasn't gone too bad. I've managed to sort of work my way back up, even though I don't have a turbo. But then again, you know, this is kind of the problem that I'm talking about. You know, I don't have a turbo. No, I've got the turbo. Sorry, which makes me it's so weird to say that having a turbo makes you slower. But yeah, I've got the turbo on this vehicle, which makes me go slower, just because I haven't had the chance to take it off, and I didn't really think about it. You know, I just completely forgot about it, and that's the problem that this sort of bug brings. You know, people, you can't compete on a high level if somebody has a turbo and you know, if somebody doesn't have a turbo and you do. So yeah, it's such a big problem, and you have to take your turbo off if you want to compete in races with other people who've also taken off their turbo. And that just increases the expense for everybody. You know, everybody has to then, when it gets fixed, put the turbo back on. And it's just ridiculous that we haven't heard anything about it, and ridiculous. I mean, it's not ridiculous that it hasn't been fixed. It's just ridiculous that we haven't had any official acknowledgement about it. So yeah, that's what I want you guys to do once this video is finished, or just now, because it's coming to an end. Click the link in the description. Make sure to do that. That's the most important thing to come from this video. We need to create a unified effort to get this thing acknowledged and get it fixed once and for all. So thanks a lot for watching, everyone. Sorry for rambling in this video. I really do appreciate your support as always, and I'll see you next time.